Traders, welcome back to another video, and this is just a simple market update just to go through what's going on with my trades as I'm noticing new things happening within the markets, and I am testing certain assumptions out, and I don't really know where these assumptions are going to lead to. So let's just dive into the Euro USD. So as we know nicely, we got in on this 15-minute event break. You're going to have to go back to another video if this is your first time watching one of my videos to get the entry into this and see how that actually occurred. We are currently 213 pips up on the Euro USD, and this line here is just something that just an assumption that I'm testing to see if I can potentially get another entry on the Euro. So I'm just waiting for a setup to show itself to me. And if it does, then I will be entering for another long position to the upside on the Euro USD. So not much happening there. Everything's moving nicely. Get a bit of a pullback, maybe taking some profits off before the move up continues. It depends. Still just waiting and being patient with the euro. Let's move on to the New Zealand yen. So as you already know, I have two positions from this daily demand area that made itself extremely clear to me. And as you can see, I'm waiting for a third position to hopefully get filled. Again, this blue line is me testing an assumption in the market. And, this is just how I test things out, guys. I test things out, real money, low risk. And, I'm not like I'm risking a ton of money to test this particular theory out. But at the end of the day, if you notice things in the market, then test them. And this is what gives you the edge, because if you notice certain things in the market and nobody else does, and these things happen again and again and again, and they become predictable for you, then that gives you even more of an edge amongst your competitors out there. So this is something that I'm testing, and obviously once I understand the scale and capability of what it is that I'm testing, then I will let you guys know. But at the moment, it's still not quite clear for myself. So with the so as I said, with the New Zealand dollar, yen, I'm just waiting to see if I can get filled on this order. It will either fill me in and push to the upside, or it will break lower down. Um, you know, who knows right now, right? Who knows right now? But we will soon figure it out. What have we got so far? So we've got on this one, we're up just about 200 pips, and on this trade we're up 125 pips. So really nice altogether. Let's take a look at oil. So oil, as you know, I've got two orders placed right down at the bottom here. If you watched one of my previous videos, I really looked at myself like a bank when doing this. And as I said in the previous video, this is not something I suggest you do, because you have the potential of getting taken out of both positions extremely quickly, right? So please be careful if you do attempt trades like that in the future. So let's see where we are with West Texas oil. So we're currently up 554 pips on one trade. Sorry, we're currently up 300 pips on one trade and 297 pips on another trade. So all in all, that's really good. Aiming for, if both of these come in, then it will be 1,000 pips in this one trade, which will be really, really nice, since oil has been treating me lovely over the past month or so. Let's take a look at the euro pound. So I've got entry in a trade today. Now, this trade here. If we zoom down to the H1 chart, I can give you some analysis on this. So I noticed this specific area was acting as an event break. As we can see, the market pushed up here, and then the market pushed into our daily zone. And since it's come out of there, we've had a lot of friction around this area here at 0.8656. I noticed that we had a nice level event break here. That was broken by this big push up, but it still didn't break this level up here, which is totally fine and totally expected at this point. Then the market came back down, hit this demand zone, pushed back out, and then broke through it. Now, I will tell you that I was taken out of a trade, which was most likely, you guys can see it already. I was taken out of this trade right here. So there's something that I still haven't got the hang of as yet, guys. And, you know, sometimes it's difficult to determine. So this is it, right? So I come up with quirky little names for this shit to make myself remember it, to create my own strategies, and to evolve as a trader. The whole event chain is, again, something. The actual strategy itself is something that I'd learned, but I think I've slightly improved upon it and really made it my own. And to make it very clear to myself, I classified it as the event chain, right? So what we're seeing here, as you know, I always tell you guys that when we get an event break on the H1 chart, we want to find the origin of that move, right? So if we're looking at here, we've got the move up, but this move did not break this event break area here, right? It reversed first, and then it was this move that broke it. So my theory is always go for the origin of the move, right? But what I'm noticing as well is that, and I can't determine as yet to decipher, should you take the origin of the move or should you take the birth of the move? The birth of the move. Oh my goodness, Atlas, what is wrong with you? But this is what I do, guys, just come up with all of these quirky names to make this shit sound cool. Otherwise, you're just fucking making money and losing money, right? So it's really a big competition out there. And this is just how I classify it in my own mind, right? So we've got the birth of the move here, and we have the origin of the move here. Now, what I'm noticing more and more is that the market usually comes down to the birth of the move. So if the birth of the move and the origin of the move are within your respective risk ratio and you can take both of them, I suggest you do, unless you yourself are noticing nuances like this and you've come up with a way to decipher whether or not you should take the origin of the move or the birth of the move, depending on what market price action is happening. Okay. For me, myself personally, I haven't got it down yet. So I don't want to miss out on a move. So therefore, I will take into account what the risk is on this trade and take into account what the risk is on this trade, play my position size accordingly, and take both areas. And if one fails, then at least I know I have another one. And if both of them fail, well, then that's just the way the cookie crumbles, right? And, you know, the euro pound isn't ready to make its move yet. So this is where I am at the moment with the origin of the move and the birth of the move when it comes to the event break. At the moment, even with back testing, I'm seeing a lot of movements travel down to the birth of the move and not the origin. But to be honest with you, it's kind of 50-50. And I can't put a finger on it yet and say, guys, go for the birth of the move. So what I will say at this moment, or what I will suggest, is that if you do come across zones like this that are extremely close together, to the event break, and you've got an origin and the birth of a move close, as I said before, if it fits within your risk parameters, I suggest you put limit orders at both levels. Or you can just risk this whole thing as a level, depending again on your risk parameters. But as I said, I don't know what's happening here yet. So I'm testing, testing, and I guess I'll only find out over, say, the next 50, 60 trades to decipher for myself whether or not I should focus on the birth or the origin of the move, or depending on how the market structure is, just focus on both if my risk allows. Thank God for backtesting, because it allows me to see this more and more and more. Do we have anything else? So that's it for Euro Pound, guys. Let me just check out the risk here on this trade. Yep, so 20 pips, and this one was a loss of around 8 pips. So, nothing major at all. So let's move on. Pound yen. Let's go out to the daily. I don't really know what's going on with this as yet. I'm just keeping an eye on areas. You can see we've got this touchdown here. I'm just keeping an eye on it. I've got alerts set around this area, because if it does come back into this, I will potentially be looking for a 15 or 5-minute event break to the long, because what's on the left here just doesn't tell me much whether or not that this market, I don't think at this point the market has, it does have potential for both, but right now we're in the middle of market structure on both ends of the scale, and it's always more difficult to decipher when the market's in the middle of a move rather than at the extreme of a move. Always more difficult. So I guess like the pound yen is just in no man's land right now, to be honest with you. So let's move on to gold. So this I was really pissed about, but not pissed for no reason. I wasn't pissed because I lost money. I was pissed for the fact that I've been waiting for it to come up to this zone for so long, and yet still it just fucking teases me, and nothing has happened with gold as yet. So, I don't know what to do with this. Let me take a look. See now, what this looks like as well, it looks like we could potentially have, it looks like we've got potentially compression here, and we could get a move back down and a massive move back up again. Maybe even into this weekly area of supply, which is way out of whack with everything. But I don't know. Gold is testing my patience right now, to be honest with you. It's just not doing much at all. So yeah, I guess that's it, guys. Euros, you've seen, have been working quite well for me. New Zealand dollar yen, again, just waiting for this H1 level area to get filled. And oil, again, still crushing it. And the euro pound, again, just got me in. So have to see how this plays out. So that is that. Another video will be coming either Thursday evening or Saturday morning for you guys. I'm not sure which one I'm going to pick as yet. I've got so much content lined up for you guys, and as I'm learning, more and more stuff is just coming to the forefront of my mind that I feel I need to share. I hope you have an amazing trading week, and I will be back again with another video. I hope you enjoyed this one.